Yes people, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all well and you're all staying safe in these times. It is another day in quarantine, so that means only one thing. It is another garden session. Today we have a push session, which is going to be chest focused and then followed by delts and triceps. In this video, what I would like to do is just give you some tips on how you can still progress in these times, maintain muscle. There's a few other little tips just whilst we train. So it's actually early. I don't usually train this early and I'm training fasted for once. It's currently 8:30, you can see that. The rain is meant to be coming in today around 10 o'clock, so I thought I'd jump out here now while I can, get my session in, and then it's done for the day. It's actually gonna be my first tip for you, is if you can at the moment and you're not working, but you can get your session in, possibly you're outside, you can't train inside, just plan the night before, be like, right, there's no rain between that time, so that's the times I'm training. If it means getting up a bit earlier, that's what we've got to do at the moment. But if not, just do it when you've got to do it, or you can do it. But anyway, let's jump into the first exercise, which is going to be a flat dumbbell press. What you'll see first is I'll just kind of like go for the movement, start with a lighter weight, go for the movement, warm up, again, between like 4 and 6 reps. Just probably do about 2 or 3 warm-up sets, then I'll jump into my working set, and then everything is going to be 3 sets. I was doing 4 sets and everything, but the volume was just way too high and my recovery was terrible, so I've just pulled it back a little bit more. And yeah, that's basically where we're at. But hope you do enjoy this video and you can take something away. I don't know if you have watched my latest video yet, but I didn't actually swear, so I managed to do what I said and not swear. So again, that is the plan in this video. It is to bring some content without me bad language. So anyway, sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. So as you can see, I did 3 warm-up sets there, and then on to my last warm-up set, which was just 2 reps, of which was going to be my working weight. And basically, let's make sure it feels nice, I feel strong in the movement, and then it gives me a rough kind of gauge on how many reps I'm roughly going to get and how I feel on the day. So this day feels good, so between 10 and 15 reps, I reckon. Let's get it. So we managed to hit 15 reps on that set. Weight felt lovely, moved easy enough. So let's talk about some progression then for myself. I could either up my reps, so look up the 15 to 20 rep range. I truthfully wouldn't take it anything more than like 25 reps per set. Just my own personal preference, I just wouldn't. But to improve that, if I could only stay at 15 reps, slow the tempo down, I could pause at the bottom. The rest time could be shortened, you could add more sets. So if you only had a certain weight, log what you're doing. Basically you could have your notebook, I'll show you in a second actually. Get your notebook out, write your exercises, write what weight you're doing, write what tempo you're doing, write how the form was, etc. And then what you could do next is, next rotation when you come to it, you could be like, right, I did 3 sets of 12, weight felt nice, but form was slightly off. So you know to slightly increase your form. And if your form increases and gets better, you get better at the movement, you're still progressing. So you don't always have to add weight to add lean muscle mass, get bigger, get better. Anyway, let's keep going on to the second exercise, which will be incline press. So then, let's have a little talk about retaining muscle in this time. So what can you do to either hold on or keep progressing? One, make sure you're eating enough protein. That's the first thing you want to be doing. So if you're a 180 pound individual, make sure you're having 1 gram of protein to 1 pound of lean muscle mass. And truthfully, my own opinion in this time, I would bump that a little bit. So if you're eating 180 grams, bump it to 200 grams. It's not going to do any harm, and you'd be playing it a little bit safer. So if you are a bit like on the edge of that, that's what I would personally do. Second thing, just make sure you're sending some form of signals to your muscle. So just keep training, even if you cannot exactly lift the same amount of weights that you was because you haven't got that weight with you. Still train, still lift weights, still send a signal, and trust me, you'll be able to retain all your muscle. Your strength might drop, but you ain't gonna lose no actual muscle mass. Anyway, let's get into the third exercise. We're gonna do a banded fly. So got some bands now, which I'll show you in a minute, and I'm gonna set it up and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So these are the bands I'm on about. I've got them off Amazon. They were under £12, so a very good buy, especially for these times. And they do the job. They are good. If anyone says otherwise, then they're just lying, I reckon. But they got little clips on the end. They come with D handles, which are these, and then they come with some cuffs, so you can do a lot with them. If you, for example, started with just the black band, keep doing that with the camera so you just see my teeth. Hey. So if you say start with a black band and you hit a rep range you was happy with and you wanted to progress that, you can just add another band to it, and there you go, you have a bit more load to the movement. But we'll jump into it and I'll show you how I'm doing things, and I'm being quite creative. That's the best thing to do with things like this, and in this situation, be creative. Think of the movements that you did do and think, oh, how can I reenact that or do something similar? And yeah, it's good. And another little tip actually, while we're here with the bands, say that the bench was against the wall and you wanted to progress it because you had all the bands on, move the bench a foot away from the wall, and then you've got a bit more tension. But anyway, let's jump into it. Let's get it. So as you can see, I've got like all the bands on there. But to progress it, all I'd have to do is just bring that forward, and then got a bit more tension there. But yeah, that is chest done. Let's move on to doubts. So once I got it up, I'll show you. So basically on here, oh, let's just get rid of that. You can see my reps, my sets, etc., what I have been doing, and like there I've got banded flies 4 times, you see that? 4 times 25, third bit of decking. I'll know that I'm on the third bit of decking, and then to progress that, I'll get to the 4th bit of decking, right, 4th bit of decking. It's all a bit of progression. So know it, you know where you're at. When you come back to that rotation, it's so much easier to get back into it, know where you're at, and keep progressing. So yeah, another tip, have it. So, a question that I keep getting asked is, what should I do in this time? Should I bulk? Should I maintain? Should I cut? And truthfully, it's up to you. If you have the weight, you can still stick to your original plan, and you are gaining, keep gaining, keep growing. If you're not, personally, I'd recomp. That's what I'm personally doing. So I've changed up my program and I'm dropping some weight, I'm recomping, I'm getting to a better body composition. So then when the gyms are open, I go back in ready to go again, to keep pushing, to keep growing. That's what I'd do, that's what I would do. Again, personal opinion, do what you feel is best, but that's what I would personally do in this time, and that is what I'm currently doing. tip. I just want to throw tips at you all day, just so gives you all a peace of mind that you can just chill out a bit more, not have to worry. So my next tip would be if you was, say, doing a bro split, so you would just train individual body parts throughout the week. This would be a perfect time to change up your training completely and utterly. Maybe try push-pull leg split, rest, push-pull legs. Try and do an upper lower. Change your training program. Add more volume, add more frequency. Train rather than one body part once a week, do it twice a week. Send more signals to that muscle. All these little things will help you and will help you to keep consistently progress, especially if you're like a newbie or like intermediate and you haven't got that much muscle mass yet. You're going to consistently better progress. If you're like 240 pounds, alright, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be harder. But if you're new to the game, you'll sound, it's great, you can consistently progress. This would be a time for you just to kind of get your head down. When everyone's doing what they're doing, you just shut off from the world, focus on you, and come back and I'll be like, jeez, brother, you're massive. So guys, girls, that wraps up our push session for today. Hope you can take away a few bits from that, and I hope if anyone's been struggling or just been overthinking the situation about maintaining, gaining and all that, you kind of resolve that problem. And yeah, it's just started to rain outside. That is good timing. But I'm going to wrap up the video there. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, remember to hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you do want to keep up to date with me a bit more thoroughly, like day to day, then head over to my Instagram at Mitchell Moreland, and I'm posting on there regularly. And if you need anything, feel free to drop me a message. Until next time, safe.